So what's going on, people? This is Inflewence in Game of Thrones. Last night was Game of Thrones.
Keep on, I said it ain't gonna stop. It ain't gonna stop, it ain't gonna flop. Stop acting like we ain't so hot.
Game of Thrones. So spoilers ahead, and it was quite a ride last night. First let me say I liked the episode. I think it was better than, come on man. I think it was every day. I think it was better than and he gonna go slow. He gonna go slow too. He just pulled out in front of me. But it was way better than I think the Night King episode, even though the Night King episode was probably one of my favorites. Probably my second favorite episode. But so spoilers ahead as usual. If you haven't seen it or you don't care about spoilers, I mean, if you haven't seen it, you should click off. But if you don't care about spoilers, you should go watch the rest of this. Nothing in the episode surprised me. I think that was the biggest disappointment of a lot of people. But I do also think a lot of people will be coming up with some crazy ideas, some crazy theories, and then they're disappointed when it doesn't pan out as they theorized. I think that's terrible. Terrible way to look at a show. Terrible way to... It's fun to theorize, but if you're expecting theories to pan out, I think it's a terrible way to look at a movie. I think it's a terrible way to look at a show. I think too many people do it. In YouTube now, you know, it's a big thing. Look at me, I'm discussing the show, but theorizing like gets a lot of views. So people go through these elaborate theories like this meme, and that's pretty much what comes out of it. Now, with that being said, Game of Thrones always been the type of show that did stuff unconventionally, like kill people that you didn't realize was going to be killed. But after 7 seasons, you know this already. The first few seasons, especially Ned Stark, in the 8th episode or 6th episode, I don't know. I know it was like 2 left after he got his head cut off. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched the first season. Which I don't know why you're here if you didn't. But with that being said, that was like crazy because he was one of my favorite characters. He was a star of the show, and the fact that they killed him, you knew what type of show you was watching. And then when they pushed Bran out the window, that just solidified it. You knew what type of show you was watching. You knew you wasn't watching a conventional show. You knew it was gonna be a ride. So, but after 7 seasons, there should be nothing that surprises you, and you should be able to predict everything. For one, going into this episode, I knew everybody was gonna die. Like, they had to, or not. Like, it was either one or the other. Like, either people wasn't gonna die or was gonna die. Like you knew a lot of the main characters was gonna die. This is the end. There's 1 episode left, and it's over. So that's it. Like, I know people were disappointed. I seen a lot of people saying they were disappointed. I'm not sure with what. I was very satisfied. I mean, it was very arbitrary. Like, of course, everybody's gonna die, but the only death I didn't really like, I think Cersei should have died from the dragon, even though it was second hand from the dragon. But yeah, Daenerys went mad queen fully, and we already knew that was happening. That's been going on. Like, she's been on the downward spiral since last season, I believe. Personally, I called it and I saw it that she was gonna go full mad queen and wild out, especially after homegirl, almost said man DC, I can't remember people's names, but this one, after she died, it was a rat. Her and Grey Worm was a rat. It was a rat. Her brain was fractured. And knowing that in this episode, so the episode, let's just say the episode starts, Varys is trying to convince Jon to be, not starts like that, but it's basically Varys is trying to Varys is trying to convince Jon, yeah, it's raining, we shouldn't be stopping, to take the throne. And well, actually he's trying to convince Tyrion that this is the right play and to take the throne. So writing letters, he's like about to send letters out, but they get word. Tyrion tells Daenerys, of course Daenerys is like, nah bruh, ain't gonna happen, because she already know. He tried to cop a plea though. Tyrion, I like Tyrion. He tried to cop that plea, like, yeah, we're your advisors, we supposed to know. So, but she wasn't trying to hear it. She sentenced Varys to death, and not a normal death. He got the dragon. Like, that was crazy. I mean, it's fitting. That's what she does. But at the same time, I'm like, damn, could've just cut his head off. Nah, bro, you get the dragon fire. So, and Varys tells Tyrion, like, at the end, he always been kind of stand up. So he was like, yeah, it was me. No, I tried to cop that plea, but she was gonna find out anyway. He wasn't trying to. Like, Tyrion would put his life on the line, and as long as it doesn't get him killed, most of the time. Why you inch out there and pull out? Inch out there and wait for 10 minutes to pull out. So yeah, Tyrion let him know, like, my bad, bro. And he let Varys let Tyrion know, like, I hope I'm wrong. I hope this is deserved, because if not, it's a rat. And of course he wasn't wrong. And just let me know, oh, she gone. It's a rat for her. No mercy. She has no mercy. And when she tells Jon is like, you my queen. Like, I don't care. Like, she mad at him for telling people, and he's like, listen, I don't want it. Like, I don't want it. And she says she only has fear. She don't have the love. He got the love. And as we all know from every gangster movie, fear is stronger than love, but love lasts longer than fear, I believe. It's only so long that fear lasts. Like, you're not afraid of people. You're afraid of people only so long. But it is a stronger motivator. So in the interim, so Tyrion's making his way, and Daenerys let him know that she captured his brother, Jaime. Jaime's trying to get back to his baby. So Tyrion pulled rank and lets Jaime go. Jaime's like, you gonna get killed. He said maybe, and that was a touching moment, I guess. Touching. Like, he was telling Jaime, you, no matter what you've done, he was the only one there, and he, you know, in that age, so dwarfism, I guess, was, they weren't, back then, like, it was survival of the fittest, so they considered, they couldn't fight, they weren't good for anything, so they just killed the babies. And I'm sure that really happened. I mean, I know this is a show, but I'm sure that really happened, and you can see in the history books that happened, because it was all about the strong, and they wanted their family strong. So he was telling Jaime he's the only reason he survived, because then after the birth, like, surviving, not getting killed was the first hurdle, and then all his life he had to deal with, you know, being that size and having people look at him crazy, and having people looking at him or talking about him, or trying to come at him, or whatever. So I'm sure Jaime, who could fight before he got his hand cut off, was the only person in his corner. Jamie go and tells him, like, you can go through the under, get them to ring the bell to surrender. Because he done told everybody, like, if they ring the bell, surrender, don't kill nobody. He told Daenerys, he told everybody. He's like, if they surrendering, don't kill them. If they ring the bell, they surrender. So he was just being prepared. So he wanted Jamie to get the bell rung. He's gone off to go get his woman and his baby and his sister, and they're all 3-1. So it's raining like crazy out here. Square up. Like it started quick. Like they lined up. They was there. They had their boats ready. They had the spears, the whatever you call it, the giant crossbows for the dragon. Man, listen, that dragon wasn't stunting none of it. I guess because they already were prepared, like the dragon knew, like the dragon flew straight from high, so they had to readjust. And you know they're medieval weapons, so you fire them and then you gotta adjust them and then you gotta pull them up. Takes like 4 men to use it. Dragon is fast. Known as he was prepared, so he came from high above. They had to readjust. He swooped down, fired them up, fired like 4 boats up, went low. Then they had to readjust again after they fired and try to fire again. They fired again. They missed. Then it's a rat, like reload time shooter. Y'all know about the reload time, but their reload time is insane. So, you know, by then, like a couple shots was off and it was a rat. Like he done burnt all the boats. So then she ran up on, she burnt the whole army just about. They wasn't prepared. She burnt all of, and the one thing that was funny was when dude was like, fire! And burn up all those dudes that was yelling fire. So it was a wrap for all the catapults or the whatever they are. They look like giant crossbows. So then she burned up the army. So then she's sitting on the wall. The Dothraki and the Unsullied run in. They jacking everybody up. Then she just sitting there. And they come to a head with some of the other Jon Snow and them, and they surrender. Meanwhile, Cersei looking at everything, she's still delusional. She like, nah, we good. Her advisor's like, nah, y'all ain't good. She like, nah, we good. They gonna hold it down. Then they surrendered. I don't even think she realized, and they surrendered. And they all yelling, ring the bell. Bell rings. Tyrion think everything good. Daenerys just snaps and starts burning everything, burning the city, burning the people, the innocent people. She wasn't caring. She just was firing everything. She was mad, worse than her father. So I mean, she got her father genes, probably the same. So yeah, so she just burned up everything. Then she goes for the tower, and she starts burning the blocks, like making it crumble. I was kind of mad at that because I wanted Cersei to get the fire, but I'm kind of glad like she had to suffer. Yeah, because I ain't like her at all. That was it for me. Like I was done with her character. And then the Mountain and the Hound, the two brothers meet, and all he wanted is revenge on his brother. But little does he know his brother is a zombie, damn near. So yeah. Yeah, so the Hound and the Mountain meet, and they start battling, and mountain damn near kills the hound, and then the hound takes his last minute tackle over the wall into the fire, which is a fitting death since he was scared of fire. So he took them both out. Who knows if his brother is dead or not, because he was so hard to kill. Like, he stabbed him, he was doing all types of stuff. And of course he was hard to kill because he can't. I mean, they brought him back to be like a zombie basically. He wasn't mindless. He knew who he was, and it's some kind of instinctual. Cersei was like, get back here. He's like, nah, like, I'm gonna fight this dude. So that was cool, because the hound and Arya was together, but he told Arya to leave. Now Arya's running through the city at this point, and all hell is breaking loose. Literally, looks like all hell is breaking loose. Fire everywhere, people getting killed. She trying to help. She running. She trying to get out. Of course, she fell at one point and was getting trampled. The armies are fighting everybody. Like, they killing people, raping people. Like, they just lost their mind. I mean, they're following Daenerys. Like, it's the Dothraki and the Unsullied. They were reckless anyway. Like, they were reckless. So they even more reckless, following behind her. And so the armies are wilding out in the city. Jon is trying to keep them together, trying to get them. You know, at one point, dude looked like he was about to rape this woman, and Jon comes and snatches him up and has to kill him, because then he fights Jon. So he tells her to get to safety, go find somewhere to be. Arya's trying to help different people. Then people were helping her. Like, when she fell, she was getting trampled. This woman and her child helped her. Then later on, they get killed because of the fire. Like, that was dope, because she just trying to hide. She trying to tell everybody, you gotta go, because you're gonna die. You stay here. At one point, the fire's coming and she gotta run. Like, she tried to help the woman, but listen, you can't help nobody if you did yourself. I guess. I don't know. I don't know if I made that up or not. But, I mean, that's the rule, though. That's it. It's just like any other. I mean, mentally, physically, like, if you ain't together, you can't help nobody. So you gotta get yourself together first. So she ducked out, and when she got up, everything was toast. Except her one horse. I don't know if it was her horse. I never understood. Like, if it was her horse, it was just a white horse, all bloodied up, just standing there, like it was a sign. And she walked up to it, got it together. You know, you gotta calm the horses. Horses, like, I don't know, personally. I mean, I never calmed a horse in my life. I'm just saying, I always see it in movies and on TV shows and stuff. You gotta calm the horse. So that's what I'm saying. So she calms the horse, jumps on the back, and rides into the sunset, or the fire set, or the burnt down city, out of it, I guess. Tyrion's walking around like, what has happened? City burning. Then you see Jaime. Jaime met up with Cersei. Guy has met up with his woman and his baby mama and his sister. The triple threat. Direct her out, but the passageway is blocked. So they grab each other and they give each other a long hug while the building falls on them. Which I think I hate that. But before that, he fought dude. I forget his name. The dude that was like in Cersei, who didn't bring the elephants, and who thought that baby was his. So he fought Jaime before that, and I actually think he killed Jaime. Like, they fought, and he stabbed him a few times in the stomach area, in the sides. Like, those are some tough regions, a stab wound in to live, because it's different. You know, it's a lot of major organs in those areas. I think Jaime would have died, but Jaime ended up getting the best of him and killing him. But yeah, Jamie and Cersei was in the and she looked and she's crying. She's like, "Oh, you're hurt. Oh, poor thing. What happened?" I don't know how much I like that death. They got buried, so I assume, well, you assume they're dead. You can't totally say that they're dead though, because I mean, there's been, you know, look at real life situations such as the World Trade Center. There's people that survived that falling, and that's a big, I mean, that castle was big too. But you know, all types of things could happen. You never know with Game of Thrones as well. As much as you think things happen, you never know. Game of Thrones have a way of surprising you. This week, it's gonna be a doozy. I think it's gonna have some surprises, but nothing super surprising. Hopefully it ends well. This kind of felt like the end, to tell you the truth. If it went off like this, I mean, I still would like to know the characters, like what's going on with the other characters, but at the same time, it kind of tied up everybody's storyline. Like, they could just expand on these storylines, but really there ain't nothing else to talk about. I mean, I guess if John takes over as the king, which I'm sure everybody's gonna want now, so now it's gonna be a fight between him and her. If you like this, please like, subscribe, share. Get up.
Hip hop, I feel I gotta say. Who am I? You might say influence, and I spit better than most in this game. Provoking thought.